Hi, my name is William Bennett. I'm 37 years old. And before I came into Eagle Creek, I had destroyed everything that I had. I destroyed my marriage, my relationship with my kids. I was homeless, living in my car. I'd just gotten to a point in my life where I'd given up. I didn't care about anything except for using drugs.
Hi, I'm Paul. I've currently gone to Eagle Creek. I was there for 90 days. I was addicted to drugs and alcohol.
My name is Rowdy Vasquez. I actually came to Eagle Creek right about 4 years ago. I actually started doing drugs when I was probably 15 years old. Really getting bad about 17. When my mom and I got divorced, I had a lot of freedom. I kind of started hanging around the bad kind of people. They introduced me to a lot of new and harder drugs at that time.
Hi, my name is Winston. I'm from New Orleans, and I came to Eagle Creek in 2018. So I was doing drugs for almost 10 years. One of my issues, it was pills and heroin.
Hey, I'm Bridges. I started abusing drugs and alcohol about 8 years ago, and I fell to heroin, methamphetamine use, everything under the sun.
Hi, my name is Brandon Mouton. I was more of a binge user because I worked offshore, and then a little bit became a lot, and a lot bit became a whole lot, and before you know it, it grabbed me, and then I lost everything. You end up all alone, isolated, you know, and then just finally it's just to the point where I had to surrender, you know. I couldn't do it no more.
When I was pretty depressed, there was a lot of hopelessness. There was a lot of just kind of reaching for air, and you know, and I think I just was in a downward spiral. And you know, it just affected the relationship with my wife and my friends and family, and those relationships, you know, were tarnished. You know, which addiction does is it, you know, creates distractions and it separates you from your family and from the ones that actually love you.
I used to work in a big company. I used to get paid really good. And then when I started doing drugs, I lost the job, I lost everything. And then I was so close to lose my wife and my kids.
You know, I started to lose my morals, and I started to lose my mind. I started to become really numb. And once you get in a place to where you're just so hooked that you don't really care about if your life disappears or not.
But then you just watch your life spiral in front of you, and there's just no hope. And that's where I got. I was just to a point where I just didn't care, because I've been doing this for 25 years. You know, trying to beat it and just being defeated and trying and keep losing. And
things started getting very dark, very hopeless. You know, no one wants to be, you don't want to be around your family or friends or anything like that, because you're embarrassed, you're ashamed, you know. That point on right there was the darkest, most miserable time of my life. Like, you're skeptical of everybody, you're paranoid, you're depressed, you wake up and have to spend money just to get some sort of peace. It's soul crushing is what it is.
And I was just so taken over by this thing, I couldn't defeat it. Even before I went into Eagle Creek, I had a meeting with my daughters, and I told them, I said, babies, I'm doing this, you know, because I want you to know if I fail again, that I tried everything. Sorry. It's almost hard. It's almost like trying to describe the feeling of the Holy Spirit, but the opposite. You're watching your destruction unfold before you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And the reason why is because we all yearn for God. We all do. We're born to do that. And so what happens is you have this hole and this emptiness in you that you're trying to put something into, and the only thing that can fill it.
Later, I just so happened to hear about a place called Eagle Creek that a lot of my family had went through, and very miraculously they was doing better. Decided to come, and when I got there, I was so unaware that this was a faith-based program, so unaware that it was connected to a church like this, and so unaware that, you know, it was more founded upon Jesus than anything else.
I knew I needed help. I knew Eagle Creek was the place to go. I knew I had a friend in Quentin and my grandmother who tried to get me help for months, and I just kept fighting it, running from my problems. Luckily, Quentin saved my life again and broke into my apartment and got me and took me away from the places and the females and the things that were bringing me down, and brought me to Eagle Creek.
In 2018, you know, they put me in the jail, you know, for a couple of days, and after this, I told my wife, I can't handle this no more. I mean, I really need some help.
And I knew that I wanted help. I knew I was at a point where it was time. My friend that had graduated 5 years before this, I called him and I asked him if he knew where a faith-based rehab was that I could go to, and he said Eagle Creek, and I was like, well, man, I don't know if I can go there. I had all the excuses in the world, and he said, well, look, he said, let me call Quentin Light. He said, and I'll call you tomorrow. So he called me. He said, hey, there was a guy there that was at Eagle Creek and was on full sponsorship. He said, and 20 minutes before I called him, he had left. And Quentin gave me his scholarship. That's God. If you can't see God in that, so God's had his hand on this the whole time. And so, and Eagle Creek changed my life.
When I got there, it totally changed my life. It was amazing experience. The Holy Spirit was just so present there. The love of all of the staff members, the church, every experience that we had through Eagle Creek has just been amazing. They were there for every question I had. They were there for every low time, every high time I had. They just gave me the opportunity to grow in the areas that I needed to grow in.
It's just different about now the fellowship that I have over there amongst the crews, and it's just I never had friends over there like that before. It's just amazing, and I actually graduated a week early from my and now I actually work there. I'm on staff now there, so I'm a part of it, and it's just an honor to be there and to be here just doing this. I'm very grateful of everybody.
Right now I'm at the TL, the Transitional Living House, and just kind of slowly adjusting back to real life.
Being in an environment where you're living from drug house to drug house, in comparison to where I am in this such a wonderful community, is like daylight and dark's difference, because when you're around a bunch of people that's entangled in drugs, and there's a sense of you can't trust anybody. Everybody's got an agenda, and it's not usually for your best. So when you're so used to being used and abused and mistreated and lied to, manipulated, taken for granted, and when you come to a place and they just have so much of care and compassion and love, that just does something to people's hearts when they really feel like it's not just mere words, but they actually belong to a people. That emotion is beyond describing, because you finally feel like I'm at a place where I'm actually loved, and it's all I ever wanted anyways. I'm actually at a place where I'm actually valued and welcomed in a family and in a community of such great and amazing people. You would think as a drug addict, you don't even deserve to sit at the table at some of these people, and yet they're so loving. And if you'd ever mention a thought like that, they would just so reject that and say, that's not what you ought to think, because you're so worthy of that. And for someone that's had a bad past, that means the world to. That just like makes you want to give your entire life of serving them just because of that acceptance they give you.
They teach you to live again. And they teach you that you can overcome these things. And then they put you into a church full of people who don't look at you like an addict. They don't talk to you like that you're an addict. They talk to you like you're an overcomer. And they just speak life and love into you. And so when you can't speak life into yourself, and you're surrounded by perfect strangers that do nothing but love you right where you're at, it changes your perspective. It changes of yourself. It makes you think, oh my gosh, I can be loved. This is what real love is.
After going through the program and being in the program, which was amazing because a lot of times at programs you can't really see your family members, and Eagle Creek was allowing us to have visitation on Saturdays and Sundays, and through those times of visitations there was a lot of reconciliation that was able to happen, with the relationship with my wife, and just even emotionally getting back stable, for myself, and so. Within those times, I feel that our whole relationship was basically restored, and right now we're just on cloud 9, and the Lord is just doing so much in us and for us, and it's just been amazing.
My life is completely way better because, like at first, I know I'm been clean for 3 years, and now I got my wife and my kids back, and I got a lot of friends around me. And I don't have to deal with the drugs no more. Every morning I get up and say, thank you, Jesus, because I don't depend on drugs no more. I depend on Him, because He's the one.
Gave my life to Him. I surrendered to the Lord Jesus, my Father, and I'm able to just see my kids again, and be able to, me and my ex-wife, we communicate a lot more now, and so just things are just, I ain't talked to my mother in 15 months, and I was able to call her. We back on good terms, and my brother as well. We on good, it's been like 14, 15 months I ain't talked to him. So this thing's been restored by the grace of Him, and I'm making new friends and just being around good people, good fellowship,
When I came into Eagle Creek, I had amazing spiritual leaders and people that showed me how to have a relationship with God, and showed me how to change the love of my life from drugs to Jesus Christ. Once the love of God came over me, it was like a light switch. It was like a complete change. And within 60 days, the Lord restored everything in my life that took me 25 years of addiction to destroy. And my wife came back to me. We renewed our vows. I got my relationship back with my kids.
I had to let go of a lot in my life, but it was so worth it, and still is. And so my journey to Eagle Creek lasted, 3 months, and then I transitioned. I felt like God wanted me to stay. I stayed, and He just opened up so many more doors. I got my diploma. I dropped out in the 5th grade when I was a kid. I didn't even get my education. So I got my diploma within a year of being out of Eagle Creek, and now I'm in Bible college in Southeastern University, get my degree in ministry. So all these doors, God just really started opening as I just was, kind of committed to whatever He wanted.
You don't see a drug addict anymore when someone looks at you. You don't see, someone who people, lock their cars or, walk away from. They don't judge you, even though they know you're in Eagle Creek. You're included, and it helps you to adjust to that role when you leave after 90 days to just get back in life. You don't put yourself down anymore because you believe you are the person that these people are seeing and letting you, know that you're accepted, But now I've just kind of just surrendered everything, and it's not on me anymore. I have the Father, our Lord, who really is helping me get through this, and it's good to be alive again, honestly.
The difference is like in the environment of the drug addiction, like I said, it's a dark place. Everybody's talking about you, everybody's out to get you. It's just you're lonely, you're broken, you're empty, and now it's like it's so much life and so much color. Everything is I can breathe, I can think clearly. The fog is lifted up from me. With
the way that I was going, without Eagle Creek stepping in and getting me to the place I needed to be, I feel like I could have gone a lot worse and a lot further. And I feel that if you're in that position in life, that there's a step that you can take, a step of faith and a step of hope that you can get to that place. And Eagle Creek is the perfect place to go to get that help that you need. And all you have to do is take that one step. It's just a step of faith. It's a step of humility within yourself to say, you know what, I can't do this on my own. I need some help. And that's exactly what Eagle Creek is there for, is to meet you at that next step.
They will help you get back into life. They will help you be able to not only be sober, but stay sober. And not only that, but they will teach you what it really means to have a relationship with God. You know, they have leadership and people in place that can answer any question, that can guide you spiritually through any question, that can help you. It's more than just getting sober at Eagle Creek. They want you to get sober, and that's what our goal is as addicts. But Eagle Creek's goal for you is to show you what it means to have a purpose, to be the righteousness of God. That is, and to be hope for others.
That temporary high and temporary joy doesn't even compare, you know, to what you can get from Eagle Creek and this church, SEC, and just the Lord, you know. And I would tell them, you're not alone. It's not the end, you know, it's not over. There is peace and joy right there for you to take it.
When I was do drugs, nobody told me there's a place to. Any place you can go there and you know, they can help you. Nobody told me that. So I wish somebody said, look, Winston, it's a place, so you can go there and they can help you.
I know there's a ton of people that feel the same way. They'll think, am I ever gonna get free from this? Is this ever gonna change? And I would just say to that person, there absolutely is. If my life is not a living proof of that, then I can point to others that have that proof too. Eagle Creek is the best place to be because it emphasizes the only true way of life. My parents called on my behalf. They were the ones that set up me coming into Eagle Creek. I didn't even know where to look, much less where to go, because it's so easy to second guess. Do I really need it? Should I really go? Is this really for me? And I would say one step towards freedom is sometimes taking a risk. And I think it's a good risk.
You know, you just see these guys that have been where you are, and then they give you hope. Actually, my first day at Eagle Creek was the last benefit that they had. And I remember I was just going through the motions and, you know, scared of failing. And I remember I was setting up for the banquet and all that. And I remember I was setting a table up, and they started that video. And I remember I sat there and watched that video. And when you sit there with no hope, and then you watch this video full of men who have what you want. But you know, faith is the substance of things hoped for. And that video gave me this much hope. Like, it was just enough hope for God to move in and put me where I am today, which is now I'm sitting here telling my testimony on the first thing at Eagle Creek that gave me hope.